Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Your Mark on the World show for Good Crowd Info. We're excited to have with us today a young man who is the CEO and founder of Lumos, Shane Cox. Shane, thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We're very excited about it.
Well, first of all, we need to frame our discussion today by letting you explain what Lumos is. Please give us a quick overview of your product, your technology, your market.
Okay, so just a quick overview is really we're focused on the kindergarten through 12th grade market, but really focusing on technology that's in the classroom itself. So really over the past 5 years, we've seen a really dramatic shift in the technology available to schools and to students. I mean, 5 years ago, there was no iPad. Now, most classrooms you walk into, you'll find at least one in there. Chromebooks, I mean, they've just exploded. But what happens is we're bringing all these great new, wonderful, high-powered devices into a classroom that's changed very little in really the last 10 to 15 years. So our device is really something that we're trying to do to take and marry this new mobile technology with some of the more existing fixed classroom hardware. And really just to make it more simple for a teacher to be able to interact with their students with an iPad or an Android tablet. But really what it is it's an audio system and a video system all built into one device where basically the teacher's desktop computer will plug into it, their projector, a wall-mounted display, a DVD player, all these systems feed into our device. It has a built-in audio amplifier, so it pushes out. So if you've got a video you're showing on your desktop, it's going to push that audio out speakers. Teacher also has a nice little microphone they wear, so again, in this more mobile teaching environment we have now, a teacher can walk around, it doesn't matter where they're facing, who they're talking to, all the students can hear them clearly. But then we added technology like the ability to receive an AirPlay stream from an iOS device. So a teacher doesn't have to actually go plug in a cable anymore to show what's on their device up on the projector, as they can do that all wirelessly. And the nice thing is we're not Google and we're not Apple, we're not these big guys, we're not trying to tie schools into our closed ecosystem of software. So we work across platforms. So schools really have the choice whether they have Android or iPad, or many schools, I mean, lots of them, it's bring your own device. It's the teachers bringing in what they bought for their house and they're using it as a tool in classroom.
Sure. Well, it sounds like this is a great product, Shane. You are now raising some money to launch the business on Indiegogo, right?
Correct. Yep.
Tell us a little bit about your campaign, how it's going, and a little bit about rewards and such.
So we launched our campaign a few weeks ago, actually in conjunction with a couple of EdTech shows, big one in Atlanta called ISTE. But really the goal was, I mean, and part of it is, yes, to kind of help us out and get us launching it out there, but really for us, we view crowdfunding as our nationwide pilot program. We're getting devices into local schools nearby where we're at, where we can kind of have hands-on, but we want to make sure this device works in as many environments as possible. So we wanted to use crowdfunding as a mechanism to get a bunch of these devices out in onesies, twosies across the nation into the hands of teachers that really need them, so we can really bring those people on really as part of our team, that we can get their feedback and input on what they like, what they'd like to see changed, and they can actually be part of that process.
So you've also set up this mechanism to have teachers conduct micro campaigns so that they can get these devices. Tell me a little bit about how you've set that up.
Well, teachers really, I mean, I consider teachers a very innovative group. I mean, to be able to sit down and take a group of 6-year-olds and keep them engaged on a lesson plan for a full day, I mean, that takes some talent there. So teachers are really wanting to innovate and see what's new and what's out there, but lots of times they're really challenged by, you know, the school district doesn't have the money to go out and buy every new device that comes on the market. So they're going to sit back and kind of wait and watch and see what happens before they really jump on board. And there's those teachers that, again, they're going out and buying an iPad for themselves and bringing it to the classroom because they recognize the power in it. So we wanted to be able to create a way for those teachers to be able to get one of these devices for themselves without having to go through all the regular standard channels. This is really their device that they own and they're bringing it to class. So what we've done is we make it so teachers on our website can create what we call sub-campaigns. So within our overall general general overall campaign, we give them their own unique web page that has links to Facebook and Twitter that they can share it with their friends. But basically, any donations that are made, we apply those back towards that specific teacher, and we track that goal for that teacher. So even though they're all going to our general campaign, we tie it back to a specific teacher or student.
Now, there are a lot of people who will watch this or are interested in figuring out how to do this on their own Indiegogo campaigns. Tell us a little bit about how you've worked with Indiegogo and what toggles you're switching, etc., to make this work on Indiegogo.
So really, this was more stuff done on our own back-end side. We talked with Indiegogo, and they've done something similar, but not necessarily where these are all going towards one goal. We even reached out to some other groups like Donors Choose, which is a crowdfunding specific for education, but they're again a little bit different where they have a set list of products that fit within their realm. So we really created that system on our own backside or our own back end, and I've talked to Indiegogo and told them, hey, this would be a great thing for you guys to incorporate because I know there's got to be more applications than just us. So for people that are
Fundly and Razoo have features like this, but Razoo doesn't. Now.
Okay.
So I was curious how you had done that. So you have really built the technology on your end to make this happen on Indiegogo. That's really cool.
Exactly. And anybody that wants information on that, it's not some proprietary software we've created. We'd love to give them the resources too.
Great, great. That's very cool. So how many days left are on the campaign?
So we've got about 36 days left on the campaign. We've actually gone through, we kind of really pushed it out there for these shows that we were at. We've gone through and kind of made it a little bit more, I guess, easy for somebody that's not familiar with classroom technology to really get in and see what the device is and what it does. And really also to change the focus a little bit where just the general public that goes to our campaign page, the pitch that we tell them is, hey, whether or not you have a teacher specific that you want this to go to, this is a great thing for education system. So donate the money and we'll apply that. Every dollar that's pledged is going to go towards putting this in the hands of the teacher. So we'd love if there was an overflow and we could let schools know, hey, we've got devices available if you want them.
That is really a wonderful approach, and I'm excited about what you're doing. How much is left against your goal? How much are you trying to raise?
So our goal on Indiegogo is $50,000, and that was really somewhat of an arbitrary term just because the product coming to market isn't necessarily reliant on that money. So we're only a short ways to that goal. Really, it's we lie a little bit outside the general norm for an Indiegogo campaign. So really, we're hoping that great forums like this and the people that watch this can help spread the word about it, because that's really the only way that crowdfunding works is you've got to get it to the crowd.
And how many of these devices are already deployed in classrooms? Circling back to the beginning here.
So we actually are still just working with, we have prototype units that we have in our offices that we've been working with. Just really, we want to make sure we're not inhibiting the classroom experience when we put it in there. So, we take, I guess, a little bit different approach than some crowdfunding where they sometimes push stuff out really early on, where we're trying to hold that back just a little bit to make sure that we're not causing issues to the classroom.
So you're hoping that you're not selling beta devices or certainly not alpha devices. You're selling ready for prime time devices to the teachers through this crowdfunding campaign.
Exactly, and we're trying to really dial down on the core functionality to it. The great thing with this is now that our system actually runs on an Android operating system. So the great thing is now that we have a smart device, fixed device in the classroom, there's a lot more stuff that we can do to add additional value and additional features to teacher just based on software. And again, that's where it ties in, where we want this teacher involvement, so that as we head down this path and say, these are the 3 features we're looking at, you tell us which one of these would be most beneficial to you as a teacher.
Your device, despite being an Android device, connects to iOS devices, connects to PCs and Macs, right?
Yep. So we use, for iOS, we use the AirPlay protocol, so it works just like you would if you were streaming to an Apple TV. With Android, we use Miracast, and hopefully, if all goes well, we can talk to Google about giving us a little hand with some Chrome devices. But
let's hope.
We'll see how that goes.
Well, Shane, I really hope you're very successful. We'd love to see the classroom enhanced by improved technology, and want to see you succeed. Why don't you tell everyone again how to find you on the web so that people know how to connect, how to support your campaign, how to get one of these devices?
So you can either go to our website directly, which is just golumos.com. That's not limos, but Lumos. And if for teachers out there, they might recognize the reference to that. It's actually an easy way to remember the name is it's actually the spell on Harry Potter to light their wand. So they can find us that way, or the other way is they can actually just search for us on Indiegogo. If you just look for Lumos, and the name of our device is a SmartHub. So if you search for those terms, we'll pop right up.
Fantastic. Well, Shane, again, congratulations on your progress. We wish you luck on the rest of your crowdfunding campaign, and thank you very much for being with us today.
Yep, thank you very much, too.
All righty, let's do some good.